Welcome to everyone. Welcome to the newcomers and to everyone else that has watched. Welcome back. This is going to be part of the delivery category and will be split into multiple subcategories. You do not have to watch any of these videos in any order, and you can watch it in any order you wish to watch it in as it is meant to help you and not meant to be watched in any order. There will be mentions of other categories and subcategories in this. While they can be explained separately, they need to be able to connect with one another to work together and to work together properly, and it is nearly impossible to cleanly cut public speaking into neat little sections. In this video specifically, we are going to be focusing on the delivery category, more specifically, eye contact. Let's begin by asking ourselves, what is delivery and why is it so important to public speaking? Delivery is how you present yourself. It's about how you use your voice, tone, facial expressions, and body language to get your message across. Think of delivery as your onstage manners or your presentation style. It's the way you act, move, and speak while communicating your message to get it across. For example, the way you deliver a serious presentation or a thesis may not be the same way you would deliver a short and fun TikTok video that you did for fun. Each setting has a different kind of tone, movement, and energy that you will need to be able to appropriately show off to your audience. That's why delivery is so important. It helps your audience understand not just what you're saying, but also how you feel about your, content. Your delivery gives emotion and meaning to your words. Now then, shall we get into the main focus of this video? Eye contact. Eye contact. Confusing, isn't it? Does it need its own little section or video? I'll explain. Eye contact may seem like a small little detail, but in public speaking, it's one of your most powerful tools. It helps you connect with your audience, build trust, show confidence, all without saying a single word. When you make good eye contact, your audience feels like you're speaking to them, not at them. And when you're doing a presentation or speaking to a large audience, you're going to need that. As you're not talking to one person only, you're talking to a large number of people, and you can't make eye contact with every single one of them. It makes your presentation style feel more personal and engaging. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can make you seem nervous, unsure, or even uninterested, even if you know your topic well. Why does it matter? Eye contact creates, like I said before, eye contact helps you create a bridge between you and your audience. It shows you're confident, you're paying attention to them, and opens a communication. It also helps your audience feel included, like they're part of a conversation rather than just observers or, criticizers who you're trying to tell about your, content or presentation. Think of eye contact as a silent way of saying, I see you, I respect your attention, and I'm glad you're here. Of course, the audience must also reciprocate the eye contact for it to feel that way, but that's from the audience's side, and you cannot control that. We will be talking this from your point of view rather than the audience's. Like I said, good eye contact can build trust, keep attention, show confidence, and help you read the room. People tend to believe speakers who look directly at them, building trust. When you look at your audience, they feel involved and are less likely to get distracted, keeping their attention. Again, not always working. That depends on your audience themselves and what you're trying to get across to them. Show confidence. Even if you're nervous, maintaining eye contact makes you appear calm and prepared. And finally, help you read the room. By looking at your audience, you can see if they're interested, confused, or bored and adjust your delivery or your content as needed. Sometimes it can happen in the middle of it all. Is there a way to use it efficiently in case maybe I think you're doing it wrong? Yes, there is. There are multiple ways to master it. Number one, look at everyone and not just one person. It's easy to accidentally focus on one friendly face in the crowd, but remember, your whole audience deserves your attention. Try to move your gaze neutrally around the room. Look for one person for 3 to 5 seconds, then shift your eyes to another area. If you're still trying to have trouble, then let's say you have a large audience and you have some friends that have free time that can help you. Place those friends in certain parts of strategically place your friends in certain parts of the audience. So when you're trying to look at someone, they can be your guiding point. You're looking at that direction of your friend, but you're not directly looking at your friend, instead the area of where your friend is. This gives everyone the feeling that you're speaking to them, rather than even if you make eye contact even if you only make eye contact for a short moment, rather than talking at them, which is completely different. If you're speaking to a small group, you can make individual eye contact more often. Highly unlikely, but still more likely depending on how small the group is and what your definition of small is. However, if you're addressing a large audience, divide the room into sections, like I had mentioned earlier, left, center, right, front, or back, however you want, and take turns looking at each direction if you have to, put your friends in those certain directions. That way, everyone feels seen and included. Number two, don't stare. Connect naturally. Eye contact should feel like a natural part of your speech and not a staring contest. That's why I told you at the first one not to only look at 3 to 5 seconds at that certain part before moving on. You're not trying to stare. You're just gazing at them, making eye contact across the audience. If you hold eye contact for too long, it can make your audience uncomfortable. Too little, and you'll seem distracted. Aim for a natural rhythm. Look for someone for a few seconds, then swiftly shift smoothly along. If you're explaining something complex, it's okay to look away briefly while thinking, or even looking down at your cue cards, looking at your visual aids. You can. And then reconnect your eyes as you continue explaining everything back. Number three, use eye contact to emphasize key points. When you say something important, look directly at your audience, because it is important for them to know this specific key thing, or that it's an important part of your presentation or content. So you need to make eye contact when this happens. Of course, you can take a look at your cue cards or visual aids, but do it quickly. Don't do it slowly, and make sure to do so before the important part comes, so that you don't have to constantly look down at your cue cards or look at your visual aids over and over when you explain such an important or integral part. It helps the message hit harder. For example, when you're say the main idea or conclusion, make eye contact with a few people in different parts of the room. It's subtle, but a powerful way to show confidence or sincerity. If you're nervous, use helpful tricks. Eye contact can feel intimidating if you're new to public speaking. Here's a few ways to make it feel better. Look between people's eyes or at their forehead. You do not have to directly look at their eyes. You can look at their forehead, you can look at the chair, you can look at their outfit if you have to. You don't have to directly look at them in the eyes. Just generally look at where their face is located, or somewhere close enough. Especially if it's a large audience, they won't realize that you're actually not looking at their face but somewhere else, especially from far away. However, if it's a small audience, you're going to need to be a bit more careful. Focus on friendly faces. Like I said previously, if you have friends that have free time, you can strategically put them in certain locations in the large audience for you to be able to see them when they do, when you make eye contact. They can be your anchor points. They can be your friendly face. Scan the room slowly. Instead of darting your eyes left and right, as if as if you're in a panic, take your time, slowly move your gaze from left to right, to up, down, however you wish for it to go. The more you practice, the more natural eye contact will feel. Over time, it'll stop being something you have to think about and start becoming something you do automatically. Balancing noise, notes, and audience. It's completely fine to glance at your notes, your slides, your cue cards. Everyone does it. Sooner or later, they're going to do it because they forget what their next part may be. The key is not to stay looking at those cue cards or visual aids for too long. When you read too much on a paper or screen, your audience might feel disconnected because you're reading off of it rather than, well, talking to them. Not at them, to them. Here's how you balance it. Glance at your notes, then look back up. Don't read into the entire sentence. You can just, like that. Just a quick reminder what comes next, and then you continue on. Sometimes you can read entire words from them, but that usually means that the word that you're trying to speak next is highly complicated or highly technical. Practice with your slides and or cue cards so that you'll know when you'll need to look down. The more familiar you are with your content or your material, the less likely you'll rely on them. Of course, this doesn't mean you'll have to remember them word for word. You just need the general idea. This keeps your connection strong with the audience and makes you look more prepared. Body language and eye contact can work together. We will explore body language in the next video. Or you have already seen the body language video and is currently watching the eye contact video. Whichever works. Eye contact works best when combined with a good posture and facial expressions. Your eyes can also reflect emotion, kindness, humor, sincerity, confidence. When your body language and your eyes match up with the message, your audience will trust and respond to you much more than if either of them are well off. There's a few ways you can practice it. Of course there is. There's always a way to practice it. Luckily enough, this time it's different than the other videos rather than multiple repeats like articulation and clarity, aka pronunciation and notes and mistakes. Mirror practice. It's actually similar to the one on body language. Stand in front of a mirror and practice speaking while looking into your own eyes. This helps you get used to maintaining eye contact. Of course, sometimes you'll need to glance down at your cue cards or visual aids, but how do you determine whether it's a quick glance or a long one? Ask your friends for help. That's the fastest and easiest way. Or if you want, you can record yourself, but it's not as reliable as asking your friends. Like I said, friends and family are preferred when it comes to eye contact rather than video recordings. Not that it's impossible to use video recordings, it is just generally not preferred, as your judgment may be different to what others judge it, and maybe for you a quick glance is too long. Or what your definition of too long is a quick glance that you consider is too long. However, in the eyes of your friends and family, that may be different. So, if it comes to eye contact, I would suggest you ask help from your friends and family. And always start small. Do not start with a large audience. Start with a small one, 3, 5, maybe even 10 if you're feeling confident enough. Don't start with large groups, start with small groups, and then slowly but surely start going into larger and larger groups. Eye contact might seem simple, and this explanation may even feel simple, but it's one of the most important parts of public speaking, and it helps you connect, communicate, and show confidence without saying a word. Remember, look at your audience, not at your slides, not at your cue cards. Don't stare. Connect naturally. Move if you have to. Move your body if you have to. If you have to, pace yourself as you walk across from one location of the stage to the other. Use your hands to show interest or sincerity. Use your body language to show your emotions. Of course, the energy and how intense that emotion is may differ from presentation to presentation. You don't have to get it perfect right away. Just a little bit improvement every time makes a difference. And it's not something that will immediately happen just by hearing this. You will need practice. You will need an actual live audience rather than just friends and family. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel, and soon your audience will feel like you're speaking directly to each and every one of them rather than large groups. Of course, their logical mind will say that you're speaking to all of them rather than just one of them, but it's the feeling that counts. And that is the end of this video. Thank you all for watching and or listening to this video. I hope that this helped you understand the importance of eye contact in public speaking. It's a simple action that makes a huge difference after all. Contact helps you not only deliver your message, but also connect with the people receiving it. Remember, you're not just speaking at your audience, you're speaking to them. This video is part of the delivery category focused on the subcategory of eye contact. If you wish to learn more about areas on the delivery category, like body language, tone, nerves, and mistakes, be sure to check the other videos on our channel and on the delivery series. Thank you again for joining me today. Take good care, keep practicing, and remember, your eyes can speak just as strongly as your voice. Goodbye for now, and see you soon.